Facebook paid nearly $3 billion to creators last year, and then quietly, without warning, without an appeal or a second chance, they took it back from thousands of them. And just to be clear, we're not talking about sketchy accounts or scammers running spam pages. We're talking about real creators, people who built real audiences, posted consistently, and thought that they were playing by the rules. One of them had over $225,000 hit their dashboard, gone before they ever got paid. Another one spent years building a following around her business. A single series of posts wiped out everything that she earned. And then another one hit their highest record month ever, making over $39,000, only to get demonetized and then miss out on $30,000 of revenue the very next month. I'm gonna show you exactly what they did wrong, because if you're trying to get paid on Facebook, or if you're already monetized and think you're safe, some of what I'm going to share is going to open your eyes and probably blow your mind. Because these aren't obscure technicalities buried in fine print. These are mistakes that real creators are making right now, and there's a chance that you're making them too. And let me tell you, Facebook is not gentle about it. So if you're ready, let's dive in. All right, let's take a look at the first one. So this one is fascinating to me because this is a small business owner who owns a bakery, and she's in a very interesting niche where she makes these political cookies. And as the pictures of her cookies went viral and took off, she was making really good money on content monetization and also seeing a huge increase on her cookie sales. I mean, as a small business owner, like, this is truly a win-win. And I know often that we hear any sort of attention is good attention, or any sort of engagement is good engagement. Well, that could be sometimes true, but maybe not always. But initially, she definitely welcomed the attention. In fact, she actually was going after her haters. She even wrote this on one of her posts: "To all these people angry over cookies, let me lay it out to you in simple terms. Every single comment you make, every single reaction you make, every single interaction you make on here will do two of the following. One, benefit me more as I monetize on here. And then two, when you engage on this page, you are pushing my content out even more so that it will reach people who support me and then to be shown to more people." Well, at the time that she made that post, that was true until it wasn't. In January, she wrote this post: "I lost my content monetization for 3 months on here." So basically, she got banned for 90 days. She also added that she made an official backup page where she's posting more of her new work and content there for the time being. I don't know if she's trying to skirt around Facebook policies, but here's something that you need to know. If you have a page that gets flagged, not only does it affect your page, but it also could affect your personal profile. So that means that any page connected to that personal profile, its monetization could also be affected. So basically here, creating a backup page does nothing. She had another update in March where she got really penalized. I don't know if she got penalized again this month. And then she says, "They suppressed my content because of my anti-cookies. Yes, I still have monetization, but I barely get any reach. Therefore, it did affect my income this month." As a business owner, this is one of the worst things that can happen to you. She built up this massive following. She's getting all this engagement, all this attention. But because she wasn't familiar with Facebook's guidelines, now her monetization is affected, and it's also hurting her small business. And to be honest, she's flirting with danger and potentially could be kicked off the platform for good. Before I forget, I want to make sure that if you're trying to make money on Facebook, that your page or your personal profile is set up properly. So I created a Facebook monetization checklist, and if you want that checklist, comment checklist in the comments, and I'll send you the information so you can download it for free. All you have to do is comment checklist. Let's go. All right, the second example. I honestly don't know how to say it without getting sick. Like, it makes me nauseous just thinking about it. How I learned about this example, this guy, Chris, he commented on one of my YouTube videos, and I think it was the video where I talked about the different bonuses that Facebook was offering. So Chris left this comment: "Crazy, I just got one that says I hit $190,000 in earnings this month, and they'll give me a $5,000 bonus. So pumped." And I remember when I first saw that comment, like, I had to read it a few times, and I'm like, wait, did he just say that he made $190,000 this month? Like, hey, what is he doing? And after that, I'm not sure if he emailed me, but somehow we connected. And he shared more about what he was doing. He actually shared his exact strategy. In that email exchange, he shared this ebook that he wrote, how he made $225,000 in 1 month posting AI videos on Facebook. And he shared his pages. He's got all the screenshots, everything that I could see. It looked legit. And part of his strategy was creating what a lot of people call AI slop videos. I'm sure you've seen them. They're all over the web. They are mildly addicting. I guess he was cranking these out like crazy, posting every hour from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. doing 12 to 15 videos per day. I mean, you gotta respect the grind. After he and I talked, I was definitely curious. So I created my own account. I started creating some AI slot videos myself. And while it was fun, there was something about it that just felt off. I didn't see the long-term benefit of creating this. So even though I got distracted for a minute, I decided to keep focusing on what I know and cranking out more financial content. After this email exchange, a few months had gone by, and I thought, you know what? I'm just curious what he's been up to. I wonder if he's still making, $200,000 $200,000 a month. And then when I went to his page, the one thing that I noticed was I no longer saw these AI slot videos. What I ended up seeing was a lot of videos of him and his family. So immediately I'm thinking, uh-oh, something's off, because you don't go from making $200,000 a month to completely abandoning the strategy and doing something completely different. I did reach out to him, never heard back, so I just assumed, man, something must have happened, don't know what. And then I happened to see a post that he wrote on Threads. Unfortunately, it's been deleted, but you can tell by the responses or the comments what he initially wrote. But what I read was that he got demonetized and also he got banned from the platform. So here he wrote, "It's been like this since October. The money is on the way every single month." He goes on to say, "The reason I know someone else didn't is because all my engagement was real. My videos went insanely viral. People I know saw them without even realizing they were mine. Fake engagement doesn't make you repost, go viral, or get shared." Looks like he generated 2.5 billion views in 1 month. Like, that is insane. And the last thing he says, like, "No, you don't understand. They demonetized us there, banned us, and said we are never getting it for false guideline violation." Ouch. So what it sounds like happened is that Facebook is accusing him of manufacturing views. And what really sucks in this situation is that even if you didn't, it's your opinion against Facebook's. I'm not here to accuse Chris if he did anything wrong. Based on our interactions and seeing all of these AI slot videos take off on Facebook, like, there are other pages that are still creating similar content and they're getting thousands, if not millions of views. But seeing that you've got $225,000 sitting in your dashboard waiting to get paid, and then getting to that very dark place when you finally realize, like, it ain't gonna happen. Like I said at the beginning here, I have no other words other than it makes you still want to puke. I hope now you understand when people ask me in the comments, "Jeff, what do you think about AI content, creating AI videos?" Do you now understand my reservation, why I am cautious, and why I wouldn't even dare test any sort of AI videos on my page right now? Because I don't want to be demonetized. Like, I don't want to lose access to my page or monetization. To me, it's just not worth it. But I will say I have seen a lot of pages that are creating AI generated images and with clever captions, almost like a meme style. Like, those seem to be working just fine. And I'm sure Facebook will eventually give you more guidance on AI. I know they've released some information, but everything that I've read to this point doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies that I need to move forward. So as of right now, I am staying away. All right, the third example, and this is one that Facebook has been cracking down on. It seems like they've made a lot of announcements about this recently, with the latest announcement being them launching the content protection tool. This is something that every creator will have access to, where you can scan Facebook and see, has anybody used your reel? Have they used an image? They're giving a very easy and efficient way for, as creators, to protect all your original work. And then if it discovers that somebody stole your content, you can file a copyright claim against them and essentially shut them down. It's why you hear a lot of people say, including myself, create original content. Or stated more bluntly, don't be stupid and steal other people's stuff. But sometimes there can be a gray area, and I get sometimes it can be confusing. This was a very recent comment where this guy shared that he got demonetized on Facebook. It's been 2 months since he lost $3,000 a month. Like, that sucks. That's not fun. He said they won't really fix it. He said, "I shared a clip that had an online gambling streamer clip. I didn't see the actual reel that he shared, so I don't know how much he changed the content to make it unique." Because I have seen a lot of creators, well, they'll take a piece of video content, they'll add an introduction, they'll add their commentary at the beginning, they'll add some commentary throughout, and also add something at the end. And for the most part, that should be okay, but not always, and that's where it gets confusing. In fact, I had an opportunity to talk to a creator that has, I think, almost 2 million followers on his Facebook page, and his main strategy is creating reels where he's reacting to them. And he does a great job of offering his perspective and thought leadership. But what he learned the hard way is that there are companies out there that own the rights to a lot of these viral reels. So even if you add your own spin, even if you doctor it and make it unique, add graphics and do all that stuff, it still doesn't matter. The reason why these companies are buying the rights to these viral reels is because they know that people are going to use them, and one of their primary sources of income is going after these people that use them without their permission. One easy example is America's Funniest Home Videos. Like, you would never, I mean never, want to use any of their clips in any reel, because they will come after you and you will have to pay a fine even if you delete the video. And these fines can range anywhere from $500 on up to $5,000. This is why you never, ever want to download somebody else's reel and upload it as your own. And now with Facebook rolling out this content protection tool, if you're stealing other people's content, it's pretty much guaranteed you're going to get kicked out of monetization. All right, I want to take a step back here and just give you a framework to fully understand what Facebook is looking at, because I think a lot of creators are confused on where the line actually is. Essentially, Facebook breaks down monetization into 3 different levels. The first one is community standards. Facebook is looking at, are you post anything that is graphic or violent in nature? Is there hate speech, any nudity? This is pretty much the common sense one, but it's definitely worth paying attention to. Now, the second one is the partner monetization policies, and this is where it gets a little bit more nuanced. These apply at the page level, so we're not looking at specific posts, we're looking at the entire page as a whole. So here they're looking at how you actually generating traffic or views on your post, how are you interacting with your audience, and how your payments flow. The third level is content monetization policies, and this is the one that catches people off guard. And obviously you want to pay attention to all of them, but here's a line that really stands out. This is verbatim in their policy, and it says content suitable for Facebook in general is not necessarily appropriate for monetization. So please understand what I just read. You can post it. Facebook may keep it up, but that doesn't mean that they're going to run ads to it and that you're going to get paid. And if you're doing anything to gamify the system or take advantage with any of these prohibited behaviors, you're gone. Now, I'm going to drop a link to each of these policies in the description. And I encourage you, if you are creating content on Facebook, you need to look these over. Because what I can tell, when I look at other pages that are creating content on Facebook, it's pretty dang obvious they have no idea that these policies or guidelines exist. All right, this fourth example is definitely the most soul-crushing because this creator had three $30,000 months in a row, including a record high $39,000 in 1 month, only to get demonetized the next month for something that technically wasn't wrong. He didn't violate any community guideline. How do I know this creator? I know him very well because it's me. I was coming off a record month. It was the highest amount of money that I've ever made in Facebook content monetization. And then one morning I woke up to a notification that said that I had a community standard violation. Initially, I didn't think much about it because I have received a few notifications like this in the past, and typically all I do is request a review, and then within 24 hours, everything is reinstated. So I did the exact same process here, requested a review, and I was shocked when that review got rejected because at that point, your options are limited and there's almost nothing that you can do. So in my case, I could still post content. I could post as much as I wanted. The only catch, and it was a big one, is that I wouldn't make a single dime on anything that I created. My monetization was completely suspended. So not getting paid on images, not getting paid on text posts, reels, nothing. And let me tell you, that is not a fun place to be. You're probably wondering, what in the world did I post that got me suspended? Well, let me show you the exact post. Here it is. It's a screenshot that I got from Twitter. And this person shared a screenshot. Looks like they invested $116,000 and grew it to over $700,000. Now, I don't know exactly what they did. I do have some assumptions, but here's what I wrote. Most people think they'll work 40 years and hope they have enough. This guy turned 116K into 700K in a year by investing. This is what wealth acceleration looks like. That's it. That's the post. That's what got me suspended. Here's what Facebook said about this. This post made unrealistic claims or promises about economic gain. Okay. And then it also says this goes against our community standards. There's those policies on financial fraud and scams. Now, this is where I'm freaking out because if they are accusing me that I am promoting some sort of financial fraud or scam or trying to fraud or scam people, like that's a big deal. Like that's not just getting demonetized, like that's getting kicked off the platform altogether. Just to be clear on that post, I was not trying to sell any sort of trading or investment course. I also wasn't trying to solicit funds, trying to raise money for some sort of private investment deal. It was a screenshot from X with a caption. That's it. Now, I have another video where I share more details on this whole experience. I also share the outcome. The short version is I got monetization back. It took 37 days to get it back. In that video, I actually recorded a call that I had with Meta Support. Yes, I actually talked to a real person, but up until that call, like I really had no idea if it was ever coming back on. After that call, there was a chat support that was opened. And then a few days after that call is when I finally learned that my monetization had been turned back on. And to close the loop on the chat, here's what the support person wrote. We apologize for any inconvenience the initial decision may have caused. We understand that it may have been upsetting when monetization was restricted. You think? As a reminder, I just came off a $39,000 month, three $30,000 months in a row. I had my monetization mojo, like we were rolling. We were rolling in the right direction. So to lose monetization for over 30 days, that was at least $30,000, if not more, that I lost. So if they have any doubt that it may have been upsetting, like, oh yes, it was very upsetting because Facebook did not send me a my bad check, say, hey, sorry for losing monetization for 30 days. Here's $30,000 to make it up for you. No, I just lost it, but I am grateful to have it back. Hopefully you can learn from my example and the other examples I've shared shared on the things that you should never do on Facebook, especially if you're trying to maximize or make money with Facebook content monetization. And if you're ready to go all in and level up your game on Facebook, be sure to check out my course, Get Paid to Post. This course outlines the exact frameworks, everything I've done to grow my page, all the tools and resources I use, including AI, that have all helped me generate over $260,000 on Facebook content monetization. I ain't gonna lie, even saying it out loud, like, it still blows my mind. I'll have more information about the course in the description if you want to check it out. If you want to learn more about Facebook, how to monetize your presence and get paid to post, be sure to like this video and subscribe because I got more great content coming your way. Until next time, peace. Hell yeah.